Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron. Welcome back to the channel. It is the weekly news roundup, the show where we sit down and we talk about all of the latest Everton news from the last week or so. As always, this isn't in any particular order. It's not in date order. It is just all of the latest Everton news from the last 7 days. Carlo Ancelotti has had his pre-game press conference today ahead of Everton's Premier League fixture away to Newcastle at St James's Park this Sunday. He has provided an injury update on a few key players, and Carlo has confirmed that James Rodriguez and Seamus Coleman will both miss Sunday's trip to St James's Park with injuries. Carlo said that Seamus Coleman remains out after picking up an injury a couple of weeks ago, and James Rodriguez is out due to an injury reoccurring that he picked up in the Merseyside derby. This isn't much of a surprise to me. I said it in the review to the Southampton game. James Rodriguez played the last 20-25 minutes at least with a knock. He was indicating to the bench that he had a knock. However, because of the red card to Luca Digne and of course the fact that we'd made all 3 substitutions, he had to stay on the pitch. So it's no surprise that he is unavailable for this game. Carlo said that it's just a slight issue and hopefully he will be back for the game against Manchester United, but he does need to rest. A bit of positive injury news. Carlo Ancelotti did confirm that John Joe Kenny and Jared Branthwaite have returned to fitness and they will both be available and in contention of playing the game on Sunday against Newcastle, which of course is fantastic news. Certainly with John Joe Kenny, we saw Ben Godfrey of course start at right back against Southampton and he was exposed quite heavily. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that was too much to do with Ben Godfrey. I think it was a lot to do with the fact that he was left exposed and he wasn't helped in any way, shape or form. But having John Joe back as a natural sort of replacement for Seamus Coleman and a natural right back is only a positive thing. Everton Women's confirmed earlier on this week that they have agreed a multi-year partnership with Megaphone to be their main shirt sponsor on the front of their shirt. Everton Men's, of course, have Kazoo. Everton Women's will have Megaphone. The shirt that was put out there by Everton Women's to show the new sponsorship looks absolutely brilliant. They've also confirmed a partnership with Jota. Jota, who are a part of the Megaphone family, part of the Megaphone group, and Jota will be on the sleeve of Everton Women's kits going forward. So fantastic news, of course, for Everton Women ahead of their FA Cup final this weekend against Manchester City, 2:30 p.m. kickoff. It's really, really important that we support Everton Women in this game as well. Look, it's going to be a difficult one, but it's a big, big opportunity for them to create history for our great football club, and we all need to get behind them. I know that it's on the same time as the game against Newcastle, so it probably will be difficult for a lot of fans to watch, but if you can get behind them by even sending them a little tweet, posting them a little video message, wishing them good luck, that would mean a great deal to every one of them. And obviously we do wish Everton Women the best of luck this Sunday in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. But Everton Women have agreed a new multi-year partnership with Megaphone to be the main shirt sponsors, and like I said, their partner group, a group also within the Megaphone family in Jota, will become the sleeve sponsorship for Everton Women's in the near future and for the near future, which is obviously absolutely fantastic. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has won player of the round for the Carabao Cup 4th round after his hat-trick against West Ham United helped guide Everton into the quarter-finals where we will play Manchester United. It was announced yesterday that Dominic Calvert-Lewin has in fact picked up the player of the round for the Carabao Cup 4th round. I didn't even know this was a thing, to be honest, before Dominic Calvert-Lewin picked up the award. I didn't know they were doing player of the round, but obviously it's another award for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It will again give him a lot more confidence going into this game on Sunday, and he deserves it more than anybody. Of course, he had a fantastic performance against West Ham, another hat-trick for Dom, and he really, really was brilliant, so he deserves it more than anybody. Alan has been called up to the Brazilian national side for the upcoming FIFA World Cup qualifiers. He was called up due to an injury to Fabinho and the fact that Fabinho has had to drop out of the Brazil national squad. Alan has a call up and will reunite with Richarlison on international duty within the next couple of weeks or so. fantastic for Alan. Look, started the season really brightly. He's been in very good form. Last couple of games he seems to have struggled. I don't know whether that's because he's been playing with a knock or some form of injury. But, you know, for the first 4 games of the season, you couldn't put a bad word in about him. He was absolutely brilliant. Come in, you know, hit the ground running instantly, and he deserves that call up to the Brazil national setup. So big congratulations to Alan. Also a big congratulations to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of course, for his Player of the Round award for the Carabao Cup 4th round. Everton loanee Moise Kean scored another couple of goals for PSG this week in the UEFA Champions League group game against Istanbul back at Başakşehir. Really good performance by Moise Kean. Obviously there's been a lot of discussion recently around about Moise Kean and whether or not we should have let him go. He's got 4 goals in 2 games now for PSG. I think it took him 37 games to score 4 goals for Everton. So look, he seems full of confidence. He seems happy. He seems like he's enjoying his playing time and you know, the style of play over in Paris, which is fantastic for the player. And ultimately, look, it's a positive thing for Everton. It means one of 2 things. You know, he's either going to come back with an awful lot of confidence and hit the ground running again at Everton, or we're going to be able to get some money back on him and sell him next summer. So, big well done to Moise Kean for another 2 goals midweek, adding to his already decent tally for PSG in the couple of games he's played for them. And I expect him to continue playing and hopefully continue scoring for them in the future. Mason Holgate and Jean-Philippe Gbamin have both put up social media videos this week showing their rehabilitation process progressing. They are both back on the training field in regards to being able to run and do the little drills and work with the ball as well. Obviously, Mason Holgate is due to be back within the next few weeks or so. Jean-Philippe Gbamin has a due date to return in November, according to Carlo Ancelotti. So it's good to see both of their rehabilitations are going well, and it's really good to see that they're cracking on and they're working hard and they're getting the fitness in and they're making sure that they are match fit for when they return to the football club and return to be able to play games of football in the Premier League for Everton. Certainly Mason Holgate, of course, massively excited to see what Jean-Philippe Gbamin can finally bring to the football club. He's had an unlucky start to his Everton career, to say the least, of course, with injuries and reoccurring injuries. So excited to see what he can bring. And of course, Mason Holgate, we know what he can bring. He's an absolutely fabulous footballer, fantastic defender, our best defender towards the back end of last season. So I cannot wait for Mason to get back into this team. And the final bit of news to discuss today is that Luca Digne's red card appeal was somewhat successful for Everton. His suspension has been toned down from 3 games to 1, so unfortunately will still miss the game against Newcastle on Sunday. Niels Nkunku masterclass incoming, but he will be back for the game against Manchester United in a couple of weeks, which is massive news because we need our best players back for those type of games, and Luca Digne certainly is one of our best players. And now it's a big opportunity for Niels Nkunku to step in and show that he can put performances in the Premier League as well. He's been brilliant in the Carabao Cup so far, but it's a different kettle of fish in the Premier League, and hopefully he can step in and again put in a decent solid performance at the weekend against Newcastle, and at least give Carlo Ancelotti something to think about when he is selecting his side for the game against Manchester United. But that's a good bit of news as well. Like I said, Carlo Ancelotti did confirm that Everton would appeal Luca Digne's red card after the Southampton game on Sunday, and in fact they did, and like I said, it was somewhat successful. It hasn't been completely wiped, but the suspension has been toned down from 3 games to 1, which is a positive. That's it for today's weekly news roundup. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button. It does only take a second. Listen, let me know your thoughts on these weekly news roundup videos, because I think they're really important to the channel, and they're really important to get the news out there, because sometimes you do get a little bit overrun with the games, and certainly, you know, to the start of the season in September when we were playing a Premier League game and a Carabao Cup game every single week, so it was constant previews, constant reviews, instant match reactions. So I do think it's important to sit down, and even if it's for 5, 10, 15 minutes on a Friday, just go over all of the latest Everton news and talk a little bit about it and give my thoughts and opinions about it. So let me know if you enjoy these type of videos on a Friday. Let me know your thoughts, and if you could hit that like button, it would mean a great deal to me as well. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll be back on Sunday with the instant match reaction and player ratings, of course, to the Newcastle game. Let's hope it's a positive one, and let's hope we bounce back, because we desperately need to bounce back. Don't forget to check out the game preview to the Newcastle game as well. That is now on the channel. Myself and Callum, who done the instant match reaction to the Southampton game last week, spoke about the game, talked about our predicted starting 11s, and talked about how Everton desperately need to bounce back this weekend. So please do check that one out. Please give the video a like if you've enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.